Walk into almost any middle-class living room and you will eventually find a wall of framed academic degrees. We are taught a very clear sequence from childhood. You study hard, you get good marks. Good marks earn you a seat at a respectable college. That college hands you a degree, and that degree hands you a secure, high-paying job. Within families, this functions as an unbreakable mathematical law. You expect that if you add more education, the result is more prosperity, until the math stops working. You do everything right. You collect the paper, you put in the hours, and you still find yourself tracking expenses with a low-grade anxiety. Because the formula was presented as fact, following all the rules and still feeling precarious creates a profound, quiet sense of personal failure. Take Aarohi. She followed the blueprint perfectly. She has an MBA and a corporate job in a glass building. Yet she remains plagued by financial anxiety, wondering why the promised stability hasn't arrived. When that anxiety creeps in late at night, her reflex is to open her laptop and hover her cursor over the Enroll button for a digital analytics certification she doesn't practically need. Purchasing a course offers a temporary, measurable illusion of control over an unpredictable financial future. You get a syllabus, a timeline, and a promise of completion that feels like progress. For many professionals, collecting credentials has shifted into a coping mechanism for economic stagnation. It is a way to feel productive while the underlying financial reality remains unchanged. To test the actual market value of those credentials, we have to drop them into a high-stakes corporate boardroom and see how they survive real-world friction. A highly credentialed consultant presents a restructuring plan. His frameworks are sound, his slides are polished, and his presentation is theoretically flawless but detached from the messy reality of daily operations. Across from him sits Ravi, a business owner who bypasses the academic theory entirely. He simply leans forward and asks, "If I do this, what breaks first?" The consultant has an elegant slide deck. The builder has systemic foresight. He knows that an idea that looks clean in a meeting room often causes a supply chain collapse on a Wednesday night. The modern economy does not compensate you long-term for delivering a polished explanation. It compensates you for problem-solving under uncertainty. The person extracting the most commercial value in that room is not the one with the highest academic pedigree. It is the one who understands exactly how systems actually function and fail. To understand why we stay in the degree loop, we have to look at the grandfather's generation. For them, education was a rational survival tactic, not a delusion. In the previous era, a degree was the singular, reliable mechanism to break cycles of scarcity and gain entry into the professional class for the first time. This paper shifted an individual's legitimacy, allowing them to cross institutional thresholds that were previously closed. It was a literal pass into a more stable life. For them, the victory condition was clear. Once you were inside those institutional rooms, simply being settled with a stable job was the ultimate achievement. But here is the modern trap. We already possess this access, yet we continue to aggressively apply the entry-level survival tactics of our parents to a world that requires different skills. Our parents were correct to revere education for granting access, but we are mistaken to expect that access alone will generate independent wealth. The degree secures the entry, but it cannot dictate your value once you are inside the room. Once the doors are open, you are faced with a market that demands more than a certificate. The modern market rewards specific, often uncertified traits: practical usefulness, sound judgment, earned trust, and scalable leverage. While continuous learning is required for survival, the compulsion to collect new certifications often functions as a simple identity signal. It tells institutions you are smart, rather than telling the market you are useful. The pivot for the modern professional is moving from proving your intelligence to institutions toward building tangible assets and leverage in the market. This brings Aarohi back to her present moment, staring at the digital analytics course. She recognizes the urge to purchase the course as an inherited reflex rather than a strategic financial decision, and she closes the tab. Academic degrees establish your credentials, but only your applied, valuable capabilities will dictate your economic reality.